back to Persona 5. Last time, we had a heart-to-heart moment with Sojiro, and I believe Futaba killed Medjed. Guess we got to make use of our bed to find out. What do you say, Morgana? Okay. Nice little wind chime there. Well, something happened. Our popularity didn't go up, but it didn't go down either. Oh?
So you're finally up, huh? Don't slack off just because you're on summer vacation.
Okay.
Yo, you look tired.
We've made ourselves at home.
I see that.
Late last night, it was discovered that someone has tampered with the hacker group Medjed's website. The site's main page now displays what is thought to be the mark belonging to the Phantom Thieves.
Oh, so it's not completely destroyed.
More so, the personal information of a Japanese man, a possible Medjed member, was illegally publicized.
Ooh.
Aren't these the guys people have been up in arms about?
Yeah.
Medjed has yet to issue an official reply.
Well, given the situation that we have, how we know about it, Medjed probably is not in a position to officially reply.
Furthermore, their previously announced cleanse of Japan has remained unimplemented for now. Some speculate that they have taken this series of events seriously and ultimately canceled their plan.
Oh?
Yeah. Yes!
Pyramid of Wrath.
What are you all smirking about?
A wrath instead of envy. Yes.
Well, stop it. You're gonna drive away all my customers.
Okay.
After the commercial break, we will be asking guests from various fields about this turn of events.
But there ain't any customers.
You didn't have to go and say it, Ryuji. He'll throw you out now.
Can it? My customers are on summer vacation too.
I mean, it is hot outside. I can understand.
Oh crap, I just realized our break's almost over.
Oh, come on. There's 8 days left.
There are still 10 days left.
Oh, 10 days. Even better.
I want to go somewhere, but we can't just leave Futaba-chan alone.
And he's gonna be wondering what you're talking about.
Some things still concern me too. Like that research.
Yo!
Oh, did you just get up?
Good morning.
Oh. Aww. It's adorable.
It seems she's cautious of us.
Well, I would expect so. I would expect she would be cautious of you. Especially Ryuji.
Hey, why don't we go upstairs? If any customers come, she'll be even more afraid.
Yeah.
Why don't you go with him, Futaba? Have fun. It's about time my regulars show up anyway, so I don't want you guys loitering around my store.
Okay.
The fact that there were no damages due to the hacker's actions is but an afterthought.
Oh?
The issue I want to make clear is the attitude of the police, and more importantly, the government.
Well, we haven't been told what said attitude is, so... Yeah, having politics on in a restaurant or cafe like this tends to get you walking on thin ice.
What do you mean?
Are they doing their best to find an effective countermeasure against these phantom thieves? Is it not the government's duty to create a society where its citizens can live without worry?
Although, didn't the Phantom Thieves just show you up?
Unfortunately, the current cabinet is powerless. As such, they should be disbanded.
Are they really powerless? How do you know? Is it because they didn't take any noticeable action? They could have been taking action, you just haven't seen it.
I believe now is the time for me to risk my political career in hope of making a new reality.
New reality, huh?
A new political system that goes beyond parties or factions. An ideal country of peace and order.
Oh? A new political system, huh? Interesting. Considering that Japan is still technically a monarchy, with the emperor holding what would be the position of head of state. Effectively. It reminds me similar to the British government, where the monarchy is still in charge, if you will. You have the elected official, the prime minister. Of course, both Japan and Britain have prime ministers, and they typically handle civil and foreign affairs. However, when a more... trying to figure out what word I want to use here. More decisive hand, let's say, is needed. You know, the monarchy can step in. You know, when a decision has to be made, in how the government will proceed beyond the pluses or minuses of a certain political faction within the country. It's the monarchy's job to provide the foil, if you will, to the political parties.
This politician seems quite promising.
I have to agree. I hope he can work to ease the anxieties of the elderly.
You know, he hasn't even said what exactly he's going to do or how exactly he's going to do it. He just said he's going to create a new political system. Right, let's see, what did he say? A new political system that goes beyond parties or factions, an ideal country of peace and order. Yet, in the text we've heard, he gives no logistics into how it's actually going to happen.
What do you think, boss?
And if it truly is going to accomplish what he says for, in this case, the Japanese people.
Oh, sorry. I wasn't listening.
Probably for the best, Soichiro. Oh dear, we have a time skip. Back to the future. Or I should say back to the present.
So the Phantom Thieves only stole the heart of Futaba Sakura?
Yep.
And Mejid was in turn defeated by her real-world hacking abilities?
Yep.
This does correlate to the facts as we know them.
Yeah, this one should actually be the easiest for you to understand because the actual battle took place in cyberspace and not inside this, what you believe to be like imaginary battlefield.
If he's telling the truth, then Wakaba Ishiki didn't commit suicide.
You talking about me or Sojiro?
Did a third party target her life with the goal of destroying her research?
Did you guys even consider that a possibility? Or does said third party have influence over your higher-ups? I imagine they do.
Wakaba's death was 2 years ago. That also coincides with when the incident started occurring.
Not now, Capture Card. We're at the start of the session.
Does this other metaverse user that Madarame and Kaneshiro mentioned really exist?
Yeah, Windows 10 is making noises at me. I know you didn't hear that one, though.
Earlier, I briefly mentioned about those psychotic breakdown incidents that have alarmed the public.
Yep.
All of a sudden, people will lose consciousness or become violent.
Huh.
A situation as incomprehensible as that can't be explained away as troubled social conditions.
Yeah.
I suspect that these cases are all connected to a larger, man-made plot. The method involved always muddled the explication, but your story has virtually confirmed its viability.
Oh?
Although I wouldn't have expected a new criminal to come to light from your testimony. What did your group think of this other metaverse user?
Ooh. Okay, she's asking my group. Their view, like Ryuji or On's view, definitely would be the first option. The third option is if we really don't care or are trying to cover for it. I'm not exactly sure how Yusuke, Makoto, or Morgana feel about it. I personally feel the second option. The second metaverse user really is no different from us aside from what we choose to do. We could replicate what this person does. We just choose not to. So, I'm gonna say my opinion.
So you were aware that what you were doing wasn't the pure justice you envisioned?
I was. I'm not sure how many other people were.
Well, no matter how you thought of them, there can be no doubting your resolve. Are those incidents because of you or someone else? Either way, I will get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, sounds good. One moment, I'm having my personal audio desyncing. Yours. The only way you would be able to tell is if I'm responding slightly faster to the dialogue that it's appearing. Because the recording... There we go. The recording was a little behind the visual I see, because I'm listening to the capture card's audio.
Alright.
Judgment Confidant has increased her rank 3.
Now, let's move on to your next crime.
Alright, I'm curious myself. Let us spoil who is the next target.
Kunikazu Okumura.
Okay. Kumikazo Okumura?
You should know who he is. Considering what happened.
Oh dear. Are you implying that this is where the manslaughter charge comes from?
Your testimony regarding this incident will be serious. I'm sure you understand why.
He died, didn't he? We're gonna have our, quote, justice in the same way. Right here. In the same way how I told her it wasn't the pure justice that we envisioned, but, you know, when you envision something, not everything goes as you envision. Let's just say I wasn't naive. I knew what we were doing. I knew the nature of what we were doing. I believe the rest of the Phantom Thieves are going to get a reality check in that regard.
Answer my next question carefully. What did you do to this Okumura?
He's probably dead. Or had a mental breakdown. And is not the person he once was. Alright, the summary of the story up to this point has been updated. Alright, as always, we can press triangle to open the menu and select story from the system's options if we want to get a text version of what's happened so far.
To think, the cognitive version of a person would transform into such a horrible monster and attack us.
Isn't that what all the bosses have been so far? Because that's what a shadow is. A cognitive version of someone else. Well, in a way, you know, the true self, if you will. The unfiltered feelings. So I guess, it is and it isn't different.
That means our enemies aren't limited to shadows.
Correct.
I thought the other people were just victims, like the slaves at the castle or the walking ATMs.
I wonder if we can use these cognitive people to our advantage to deceive people. Like, well, that would imply we use the metaverse as a weapon. As in to trick someone into going into the metaverse to get a certain result. That would also imply whoever's palace we go into would have to have a goal. Excuse me. That would mean the person in whoever's palace it is, we'd have to know who the palace ruler is. Then we'd have to convince them that we're in a specific location for the cognitive us to appear. Curious. Although, I could see it to allow us to manipulate things. Especially if we have to go up against another metaverse user. We can use the very metaverse itself against them. Perhaps even to get them to reveal their identity to the cognitive version of us. Provided that the one with the black mask knows who we are.
Even though they seem to be alive, they're only part of the backdrop. The environment. In other words, the palace ruler determines the form and strength of their cognitions.
Yes.
I would have loved to ask Futaba's mother how far along she was with her research.
Research, huh? She was looking into that cognitive science stuff, yeah?
Yeah.
If we put together all the information we've gathered up to this point, abuse of cognitive science can lead to death, and it may even relate to the psychotic breakdown incidents.
Yes.
Considering the cognitive aspect, I sense a strong connection between it and the metaverse.
On top of that, the research might have been stolen and used by someone else.
You know, this vaguely reminds me of the plotline to Persona 3 with Mitsuru's background. Although, that was a kind of a different scenario that led to different consequences, but a similar concept.
You mean those guys that showed Futaba-chan the fake suicide note?
If that is the case, those people are unforgivable.
Hey, Futaba. Is there anything else you can remember?
Oh,
She is quite difficult.
yeah, you should probably leave talking to her to me.
That smell.
Come on, no fair.
Hey, can I snag a bite?
What?
Meanie.
Oh, come on. We can get you some too. We just have to go out and get it.
Why don't we take a short break? I've been thinking. Even if Futaba is a genius, could she really crush an international hacker organization that easily?
You know she's in the room, right?
The one who taunted the Phantom Thieves was a guy in Japan. I knew the Medjed members in Japan weren't anything special, so I wasn't worried. How do you know that?
Let me guess. You created Medjed. It fits with the Egyptian theme of her palace, and considering the hacking abilities, and considering the fact she dismantled them so quickly and efficiently. It would help if she had the inside edge, inside knowledge on how the group worked if she built it, or was one of the core members.
Because I'm the founder.
There you go. That explains quite a bit.
What do you mean? Should we take that literally?
Yes, she founded Medjed. She created Medjed, and so she destroyed it.
Yep, it was only me at first, back when I was referred to as the Hacker of Justice. But since I stayed anonymous, a bunch of guys from all over the world started using the name.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that started happening with the Phantom Thieves, to be honest. That's the problem. On the one hand, you have to remain anonymous, so, you know, you don't get found out, arrested, and other stuff like that. But on the other hand, you'll get people who are willing to take advantage of the fact that, you know, you need to be on the down low to survive, make a whole bunch of noise with the name, and then get arrested. On the one hand, that means these people will get arrested and not you, but that also means that they've kind of tarnished your name and, you know, makes it a moot point.
And those were the ones committing cybercrimes.
Sounds about right.
It was a hassle to expose all of them, so I just left them be.
So Futaba was the true Medjed, and we were freaking out over some weak-ass dipshits?
Yes.
You should have told us from the start, Futaba.
Well, her threat wouldn't have held any weight if she did that. Granted, it was a pretty obvious empty threat. The threat of reporting us to the police because of how late it was tacked on. Clearly an empty threat. Well, I say empty threat. The deadline itself, the whole Medjed attack thing, also kind of, you know, depending on how you want to look at it. She basically used Medjed. That was the last use for such a tool. if you will, to get our attention. And then use the threat of exposing our identities to get us into action. Had well, basically we wouldn't have taken it as seriously had we had that information.
I discarded the Medjed name a while ago. I'm Alibaba now.
Which is, of course, the name she used to approach us with.
Futaba, what do you want to do now? Since you know our secret, we'd like you to join our team.
Okay.
Yeah, that works. I mean, there wasn't a whole lot she was going to be able to do with it anyway, so it makes sense. It's a logical... it's the logical course.
Just like that?
Well, what else is she going to do?
This may even ensure our investigation of mementos goes along smoothly. Well, I guess.
What, you got a problem with it, Morgana?
Well, Futaba's real amazing. She's gonna be a big help for us, huh?
I'm curious, Morgana. If you got a problem with it, you gotta tell me about it. Are you upset that your thunder was stolen? About the whole, intelligence gathering thing?
Say, Futaba, how did you find out about us?
Well, I imagine she bugged our phone.
Secret.
At least one of our phones was bugged. She probably came across the whole Phantom Thieves thing probably by chance.
Where did you learn to hack?
Oh, you know she can't tell you that. Also probably self-taught.
Private. When did you obtain the nav?
Well, us as a player knows the answer to that. Right before she entered her palace. Well, I say that it was the day we sent the calling card. Well, yeah, that is the same day. It was the night before, I don't remember.
I refuse to answer.
Hey, at least she used different wording each time she refused.
Futaba-chan sure is unique. Still, it'll be a problem if she doesn't open up to us some more.
Again, she's in the room. It's a little rude.
At the very least, we need to be able to communicate normally with her.
Come on, Yusuke.
What should we do?
Yes, this is fine.
That ain't gonna fly.
For you, maybe, but for me, it's fine. That's all that matters.
First, we'll need to help her open up to us.
Frankly, I don't care if she doesn't open up to any of you but me. As long as she opens up to me, that's all I need. I doubt she'll ever open up to Ryuji. Probably open up to Morgana given his current form. And Makoto being more lax and less pushy perhaps. On or Yusuke, I have no idea.
If we each spend an entire day with her, maybe she'll get more used to being around us.
Well, what'll probably happen is she'll just get really annoyed with you that you're forcing the issue.
I see. We do have the time thanks to summer vacation.
We can begin tomorrow.
You do realize she's probably not mentally prepared for that.
Let's go to the beach! There'll be tons of people there. Plus, we got totally dried out in that desert.
The beach is not a good idea. Absolutely not. There'll be too many people there. Plus, considering the fact that she's probably been inside for most, if not the entirety of, you know, this phase of her life. You know, she's probably extremely sensitive to sunlight because her body simply isn't used to it anymore. So, you know, she's going to get massive sunburns. I don't see how that's a good idea whatsoever. I personally would have started with a nice quiet location with a lot of shade, like that one park that we keep taking people to. You know, with the Greenbelt Walkway and stuff. Not too many people there. Lots of shade. You know, that would be a better spot. You'd have like a picnic or something. I would start with that. If you want it to be outside. You know, I would actually start with indoor activity, maybe just in this building. Anything where she's comfortable to start with. Fortunately, she seems already attached to Kagero, so that's a good start. Kagero, I need to stop dying. Kagero can act as her safety net, while we slowly get her accustomed to other people being around, like starting with Morgana. Considering he's in his cat form, that should be easy for her to adapt to compared to an actual person, and then I would go Makoto next. Ensuring that either Sojiro or Kagero or both stay with her the entire time. To ensure she has a safety net to hide behind in case she gets too overwhelmed. This is something that you have to do very slowly. This process could take weeks.
That's a great idea! I forgot I hadn't gone to the beach yet.
What is it with you people and going to beaches? I mean, I know it's partially because this is an anime game and you need the beach scene because, you know, you need to have a beach scene for reasons. You know, I bring up the sensitivity to sun bit because I am sensitive to sunlight through an autoimmune disorder. Actually, it's UV radiation in general, so fluorescent lighting and such will also do it.
Excuse me.
Yeah?
I'll come by tomorrow. See you then.
You do realize she's probably just gonna lock herself in her room and refuse to go, right?
Let me help as well. I don't have anything planned.
Thanks. We can set a schedule with everyone else depending on when they're free.
Okay!
Can I really do this?
Looks like I'm gonna have to get you prepped for this. What is with these dialogue choices? Neither of these are good. I guess the top one is better.
Why me?
Because you're a cat. At least in this form, and, you know, that can help as a stress relief device, as in petting them, not beating them. You know, cats can be comforting. You know, I know you're not really a cat, Morgana, but at least just this once you need to play the role.
Stress is the enemy of beauty, you know.
Oh.
How can I stay calm about this?
Oh dear.
I understand how you feel.
Thanks to the incident with those hackers, people are calling us incompetent.
Yeah.
And on top of all that, the Phantom Thieves are claiming justice is on their side. Don't make me laugh.
Well, to be fair, we did stick the big flashy banner over them and claimed ourselves the victor. Kind of in the same way that Medjed did at the beginning, except now Medjed has an issue to reply, and the ultimatum goes, well, the date has passed, but the consequence hasn't befallen them. And of course the police, didn't have the big press conference where they announced, like, they arrested all these people. They basically have nothing to show for it.
Medjed was dealt with by either the Phantom Thieves themselves, or some avid supporter.
Right, and that's part of the problem is, like a Japanese cyber warfare division, cybercrime division, or whatever it may be, was unable to accomplish this task beforehand.
There are no tracks whatsoever, so they must be quite skilled.
Interesting that there are no tracks whatsoever. I would have laid false tracks, to be honest. Although you could argue that said false tracks could have then cookie-crumbed back to you. However, typically I like to point an enemy in a direction, specifically point them in the wrong direction, and have them have no idea where it's coming from, and then look in all directions. I'd rather have the enemy looking in the wrong direction than in all directions.
Either way, the general public recognizes the Phantom Thieves as the subjugating party.
Which is a problem for these guys.
They're gaining support and influence much faster than we could have anticipated.
Now the question is, what are they going to do?
It is indeed an abnormal situation. I'm beginning to suspect mass manipulation of some kind.
Well, the public loves these flashy displays like the calling cards and stuff. Of course, the calling cards are necessary to get the treasure to appear in the palace, but it also has the side effect of the massive, the PR factor is that we know it's like, we're coming for you and there's nothing you can do about it, sort of thing. And then the fact that you have the results that happen after proving said effect. And then you've got the Robin Hood-esque element. Of course, they love cheering for the underdog in this situation. People don't care about the details. They care about the flashy action scenes.
It's even possible that a powerful person is behind them, plotting the psychotic breakdowns. If only I had realized sooner.
It's rare to hear you speak in that tone.
Okay, I'm pretty sure what he meant by that is realize who the Phantom Thieves are. I think he knows who we are now. If he didn't before, he knows now.
For the sake of my justice, I won't forgive them.
Oh dear. And it seems like my window for getting Akechi as an ally just closed. That's unfortunate, as I would have liked to get him as an ally, but it does not seem to be, because I don't think I could have done those events any differently. Oh yeah, that's the thing that gets you going. isn't it, Ryuji? Well, would it have been? Yeah. Oh, our background's green, huh? Cool. Yeah, that was probably an unrelated event. Remember the whole using the anonymous people's name as cover sort of thing? Yeah, they were basically using Medjed's ultimatum as an excuse to go at them. This, of course, was giving cover to Medjed, as the police would have been focusing on the attacks that were actually happening, instead of bracing for Medjed's attack. Well, it was, you could say, a coincidence, but I believe the only reason it was happening was because of the ultimatum. Well, there's that, too. Yeah, that's not the reaction you would want, Yusuke. It's because she's probably in her room right now. Where she's coming from. I don't remember what that face means. Like, I have an idea of what it means, but I don't remember specifically. It's like just a straight face. It's like a different frowny face sort of thing. I don't remember that one either. Or is that supposed to be the angry face? I thought the angry face looked different than that. Yeah, it's another one I don't recognize.
There's nothing inside. Will it always be burning down the walls? Is there a way for me to break? I'm a sharpshooter.
It should be fine.
Hiding both face and mind, all free for you to I'm a shapeshifter.
You really think so?
Please don't take off my mind.
If we do this correctly, it should be fine. I mean, time-wise, yeah, it's probably going to take longer than stealing someone's heart, but in terms of actual effort, I don't necessarily think so. Does it, though? Yeah, are you sure? Right, but was Medjed truly evil to begin with? No, that's your naivety talking. The reality of the situation is you simply just won't be able to convince everyone that what you're... The problem is you won't be able to convince literally everyone that your sense of justice is just.
The real question to be asked, where have I been? I'm a sharpshooter.
especially considering the methods involved. Well, I say that, there is a way we could do it. We could literally change everyone's hearts, but then that would be an artificial construct. We would get the result we wanted, but not the way we wanted to achieve the result. Or at least that's how, everyone would believe our justice, but it's because we made them believe our justice. They're changing their hearts, not them on their own judging that our actions were just and that we are necessary through their own heart, if you will. We would basically be making the decision for them. Although that's about the only way that we would accomplish 100%. Frankly, I would view like 75-80% to be as close as we would ever legitimately get to 100. What is it right now? 38.5? Yeah, just about. Yeah, she looks totally drunk. Huh. That'll be an interesting decision. Let's see what other people did. Kind of thinking about hanging out with Sojiro. I'd like to get kindness to level 4. I don't know what we'll do. We'll decide that next time, however. We'll see you then.